kung sino yung dito yung sigurado na whatever happens in life, kung kukuhanin ka na ni Lord ngayon, alam mo sa presensya ka ni Lord pupunta. Pakitaas mo ang kamay. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So most of us nandito po, no? Could I also know na are you sure na wala kayong ginawa sa salvation nyo? Maliban to accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, na nothing in your own strength, na wala kayong pwedeng ipagyabang na quote-unquote, naligtas ka kasi there's something good in you na nakita ang Panginoon, o there's something na mahalaga sa palagay mo, sa tingin mo, na ba't ka niligtas ng Panginoon? If you're sure 100% that there's nothing in you that is worth valuable to be saved, and God does not owe you any attention, you are in the proper place. Kasi when we talk about Christianity, if we do not understand grace, we miss the mark of how we will grow. Hindi tayo lalago sa Christianity na knowing the fact na para bang may konting yabang ka pa, may konting quote-unquote, sa kalooban mo, sa iyong kamalayan, na para bang pwede mong pagyabang. Okay? Kasi all of us are not worthy of salvation. All of us, in one way or another, wala tayong pwedeng pagmalaki, maski gaano kayayaman, one day soon magiging engineer ka or anything. There's nothing in us, there's nothing that we could do to earn salvation. Okay? Now, bakit ko laging sinasabi yun? Kasi minsan hindi natin napapansin na once in a while, because you're good enough in the ministry, you're good enough in speaking, you're good enough in leadership, or whatever things in ministry, sometimes, pag magkaroon ka ng quote-unquote, maliit na crack sa Christianity, sa salvation, na para bang maging feeling mo entitled ka na. Okay. Sometimes there are people na feeling nila dahil Christian na sila for the longest time at magaling sila magpakanta, magaling sila magturo, na parang they're entitled to always speak. We have to remove that from our consciousness kasi remember, this is a privilege that God has given us. Hindi sa atin to. This is from the Lord. So one day, kung alam mo, nasanay ka for 52 times in a year na nagtuturo ka, then one day hindi ka pinagturo, hindi ka dapat sumama ang loob. The reason for that, kasi remember, pinahiram lang sa'yo ng Panginoon ang talent mo. Pinahiram lang sa'yo ng Panginoon kung sino ka, kung paano ka gumagaling sa leadership or even in ministry. So, I'm saying that kasi, siyempre, ang youth, minsan mapapansin mo yung youth, no? Dahil mabilis kayo magsalita, mabilis kayo, you have all the time and the strength, minsan you feel that you know it all. Okay? Yung mga matatanda, you have to forgive them kasi hindi na sila quote-unquote, makasabay sa nature ng technology or sa nature ng changes. But we have to also understand, yung mga matatanda na nauna yan, even without Google, alam nila, na-experience nila na paano maging resourceful even without technology. And they are supposedly pioneers in how they were able to, in a sense, survive in a world na Bible lang talaga at prayer lang talaga ang laging constant companion mo. Because you have to admit, maski gaano kayo ka-close ngayon, walang guarantee forever na kayo laging magkakasama. Okay. I go back, me and my wife, we are products of campus ministries. Okay, my wife is a product, no? Wesleyan na siya, but the way that she was able to grow up in UP Baguio, may nag-mentor sa kanila na Campus Crusade for Christ. Ako naman, the way that I grew up, naging Christian ako sa 700 Club, but siyempre para bang na-abort kasi walang nagpapalak, walang nagdi-disciple. But when I became committed sa campus ministry in PUP, most of the trainings that I have a lot of mentors. No? Nagkaroon ng cross-training with Campus Crusade for Christ, with InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, with JL, with ano. So most of the times, so the things that I have embraced, hindi lang isang particular thought, but a mixture of thought in which I understand, okay, etong perspective nila, eto sila ginagana ng Panginoon, there will be always strength and weaknesses. Okay. Now, siyempre kami, in our time, ang dami rin pagkakamali. Ang dami naming lapses. Siyempre, because you're growing up sooner or later without you knowing it, may mga behavior ka pala na hindi pa, feeling mo tama ka. But as time goes on, when you grow older in ministry, when you grow older in the faith, ay, yabang pala yan. Right? Kasi you think you know it all. Now, that is just a reminder. Okay? Kasi sooner or later, you have all the potential that you could have in Christ. Okay? Habang bata kayo, you will have all the potential that you will have. Okay? You will have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of visions, you have a lot of goals. A lot of things can be done through you. Okay? Kasi I still remember some of the leaders that I have trained na magagaling. Then after 5 years, nagkaroon ng problema sa church, biglang nawala. Okay. Those are things na part of reality. So we're always praying na maski malay mo ngayon, nandito ka sa ministry, then sooner or later, a couple of years, baka magkaroon ka ng problema, quote-unquote, whether mag-backslide or nag-drip away. But the point taken, if you're here and you understand from the very beginning that it's not all about you, it's all about the grace of God, that is something that we need to understand for the rest of our lives. Because only grace can sustain you to live the Christian life. Balikan ko yung sinabi ko, only grace can sustain you to live the Christian life. Kasi mapapagod ka. Mabibetray ka. Magkakaroon ka ng disappointment. Even with yourself, even with your family, even with your leaders, magkakaroon ka ng disappointment. Kasi tao ka. At tao ang mga kasama mo sa buhay. So later, dahil feeling mo marami ka ng alam, yung alam ng mga magulang mo, parang wala lang. Right? But they have survived. And you are just surviving. And always try to have that mindset. Okay? Now, our text deals with grace. No? There was a man, basahin natin text natin. Can we go with the next slide? Okay. May clicker ba? Ito pala na. Sorry. Okay, so basahin natin to. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 8 to 11. Basahin ko po yung first slide, no? Papiling ko lahat na to. Ito na yun, no? Last of all, as to one untimely born, he also appeared to me. Okay? For I am the least of the apostles, unworthy to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the church of God. But by the grace of God, I am what I am. And his grace towards me was not in vain. On the contrary, I work harder than any of them, though it was not I, but the grace of God that is with me. Whether then it was I or they, so we preach and so you believe. Okay? So nakakatawa si Paul, no? When you try to understand, Pastor Nobem is doing a series on Acts. And most of the time, makita niyo kung anong nangyari sa buhay ni Paul, no? How supposedly yung faith journey ni Paul. Okay? So, nakakatuwa, no? Kasi this is one of those verses na hindi ko pa alam, na nabasa ko beforehand, na hindi naging close sa akin. When I was asked, sabi sa akin ng isang kasama sa campus ko before, no, one of the student leaders, sino ka ba? That is the question. Sino ka ba? So alam natin may pangalan ka. Alam natin may degree ka, no? Taking up BS ECE, okay? Anong section mo, blah blah blah. Alam mo, quote-unquote, pumasa ka. Panahon namin, no, NCEE, National College Entrance Examination. Okay? So pag ikaw nandun ka sa NCEE na above 95 ka, pasok ka sa engineering. Pag di ka umabot ang 95, medyo mababa ka, no? Hindi ka pang engineering, no? Ganun. Kaya may konting yabang kami dati. Kasi engineering ganun, no? Tapos nang pumasa ka sa entrance examination, it's 95 above. So 95, 95, 95. High school mo dapat 95, NCE mo 95, POPSET mo 95. So 95, no? Actually, it's 85, quote-unquote. Yun ang minimum. But in my time, quote-unquote, 95, 95, 95, no? So nakakatuwa. Tapos naging Kristiyano ka. Palagay nyo, nung naging Kristiyano ka, nawala ka agad ang yabang mo. Nung naging Kristiyano ka, yung galing mo, nawala. Yung achievement mo, nawala. Hindi, right? Even though we are saved, all the things that we have done in the past, all of the gifts, and all of the talents, and all of the accomplishment, dala-dala mo yan nung naging Kristiyano ka eh. Ang problema natin as time goes on, before naging Kristiyano ka, those were your source of strength. Those were your source of pride. Those were the things na masasabi mo, uy, ako above ako sa inyo, above average ako sa inyo. But naging Kristiyano ka, sooner or later, it's it's a complete overhaul of how you think kung sino ka. Kasi all the things that God has given you, remember, it was a gift. It was not really your own. If we live thinking na sa atin talaga yon, then sooner or later, mapapansin mo, you will struggle with the grace of God. Kasi the grace of God tells you in front of your face, you're nothing. When we look at Paul, sinasabi nga dito, no, para bang sa dami ng mga natulungan niyang mga tao, sa dami ng mga churches niya na in-establish, sa maraming achievement niya sa buhay, sooner or later, no, some of the things na mapapansin natin kay Paul, he was also being asked, ba't ka naging apostle? Diba? Sino ka ba? Wala ka naman sa original 12. Diba? You were not there when supposedly nagkaroon ng resurrection. For 3.5 years, you were not there. Isa ka pa nga dun sa mga tao ng quote-unquote na nag-stone kay Stephen eh. Diba? Or quote-unquote, I might be corrected, na hindi ka nag-stone, pero doon nilagay yung mga gamit and you were supposedly accessory to the stoning of Stephen. Diba? Tapos unti-unti, nung ano ka na, you are the one who was very, very zealous. Mga Kristiyano, alam mo, pinersecute mo. Tuwan-tuwa ka pa pag namamatay sila. Then one day, quote-unquote, the Lord said, enough is enough. Tatawagin kita. Minsan, no, when you look at the way that God has called Paul, and I will also show you how you will suffer in my name. Pagiging Kristiyano ka pa ba, knowing the fact na alam mong papahirapan ka rin? Diba? Para bang ako, kung isipin mo, no? Para bang, most of the time when we hear the gospel, magiging successful ka. Magkakaroon ka ng blessing. Okay? Magkakaroon ka ng mga bagay na para bang gusto mo, para bang it will be a successful story. True. But it's not 100% true. Kasi you will never be successful in a Christian life kung hindi ka nag-struggle sa sarili mo muna. You have to struggle well to know how grace will work in your life. You have to come to a point na maski minsan, no, tatayo ka dito, hindi mo alam kung nasasabihin mo. Because it's not you. It is always grace working in you. So si Paul, when he was able to write the 1 Corinthians, sa mga churches ito, marami nagtatanong sa kanyang credentials, marami nagtatanong sa kanyang credibility. That's the reason, sinabi niya dito, no, parang sinasabi niya, no, last of all, as to one untimely born, he also appeared to me. So Paul was saying, hindi ako dapat maging apostle eh. Pero nag-appear si Jesus Christ sa akin. Kaya kita yung word na, no? Kita mo minsan the way that Paul was writing his words, untimely. Diba? Parang inisip mo na para bang, pagdating ba kay God, meron bang untimely? Wala, no? But on his particular perspective as a person, sinasabi niya, one that is untimely born. Parang sinasabi niya, Lord, ang dami ko na nagawa. Sana parang sinabi mo, during the time na konti pa lang pinapatay ko ng mga Kristiyano, sana nag-intervene ka na. Pero ang dami ko nang ginawa eh. Is there still chance for me? Meron pa bang opportunity para sa akin? Kasi no, parang magtitingnan mo, para bang the resurrection, wala siya. The 3.5 years, wala siya. So ano bang sasabihin mong talagang you were directly taught by God? The early church, you are an apostle because you were able to be with Jesus Christ. Physically. Wala pang online nun. But he has not met Jesus Christ face to face. Kaya natutusin mo, yung qualifications to be an apostle, parang talo siya. But di pa parang mayabang yun that you will call yourself an apostle even though you're not part of the original apostles. Pero knowing the character of Paul, paano niya i-justify ito? Yun ang maganda kay Lord, no? Of all the things that we could do, we can never justify ourselves before God. Kasi God knows who we are. We understand grace before as pardon. Pinatawad ka. Lahat ng pagkakamali mo, nagnakaw ka, nagnakaw ka ng 1 million, diba? Guilty ka. Pero, imbes na ikulong ka, sige, house arrest ka lang. Huwag mo nang ibalik yung 1 million. Parang ganun yung pardon na, para bang, a little bit of extreme, but the point is, para bang things that you deserve, hindi mo nakuha. Dapat pinalo ka, pero pinatawad ka. Dapat may punishment ka, pinatawad ka. That's how we understand grace, no? Para bang pardon siya. Okay? But I also would like to also mention that grace is also a privilege. Hindi lahat ng tao nabibigyan ng grace ni Lord. If we will ask every person what do they deserve before God, it will always be justice. Nagkamali tayo, nagkasala tayo, we deserve judgment. Not everybody has been given grace. Kaya grace is a privilege. Kasi alam mo, mamamatay ka ngayon, saan ka pupunta? Pag may nakatabi ka sa jeep, Montalban going to Cubao, or Cubao going to Montalban. Alam niyo ng mga jeepney driver natin sa Montalban, no? Hindi mo alam kung kapatid nila si Schumacher or si, no? But the point is, alam mo yung mga taong ganito, na para bang many times, pili mo, di ba, nandun ka sa dulo, tapos biglang hinto, katabi mo na yung driver. Ganong kabilis yung, no? Lahat kayo magkakamukha na. Di ba kayo sumasakay ng jeep? Mapinagpala kayo, no? Okay. Grabe, no? Pasensya na, luma ako, no? Grab na kayo, no? O kaya sooner or later, no, yung grab na sinasakyan nyo without knowing it, akala nyo sobrang galing nyo. Alam nyo yung zigzag dyan? Tapos di ba tuntawa kayo pag may malaking truck, tapos nangunahan nyo? Tapos nang pagdating mo sa dulo, pag-angat mo, may malaking truck na naman, wala na, talo ka na, topic ka na, no? But the point that I'm trying to tell, that grace is a privilege, but because grace is not given to all. The love of God is given to all. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. But grace is not given to all. Okay. Another thing, when we talk about grace now, so we talk about grace is pardon, grace is a privilege, but grace is also a position that you have in Christ, that you are accepted for who you are. Okay. So, si Paul, when we look at this, no, parang sinasabi niya, no, he's making a statement na parang binubuli niyo ako. Parang ganun ang dating ng tong letter na to. Parang a lot of leaders parang binubuli si Paul. Kasi Paul is able to mention this, no? Sinabi niya, no? For I am the least of the apostles. Try to imagine this. Ilan pa sa apostles na nakasulat ng almost 27 books? Ilan ba sa apostles ang nakapag-church plant ng marami? Nakatatlong missionary journey. Ilan ba sa mga apostles na nakagawa nun? But still, when you look at what's said, for I am the least. Maski marami na siya nagawa, perspective ni Paul, still I am the least. Yeah? I am the least unworthy. Basag pa rin sa Paul dito, no? Sabi niya, unworthy to be called an apostle because I persecuted the church. Right, imagine this. Pag minsan naglalakad ka o nasa bahay ka, meron pang pagkakataon na may mga kasalanan ka, yung tinatawag nating intrusive thoughts, na parang dumarating sa'yo, Lord, hindi ko alam ba't ko ginawa yan. Lord, hindi ko alam ba't nagkaroon ng slip, quote-unquote, ng slip of the tongue. Hindi ko alam bakit ganun yung pagbibiro ko. Hindi ko alam ganyan na. Di ba sooner or later, tayo bilang Kristiyano, in one way or another, there will be times in our lives sa feeling mo, alam mo, maski pinatawad ka ng Panginoon, there's something in you that basically attacks you and basically haunted you na parang sinasabi, ginawa mo yun eh. Right? Nasabi mo yun eh. O kaya hindi mo nagawa. Kunwari, tumatayo ka sa pulpit. Yung devotion mo, hindi mo naayos. Tumatayo ka sa pulpit, akala mo, tama na yung interpretation mo, you did not really study well. Para bang on the fly, sinabi mo, sige, kaya na yan, batalyon na naman ako eh. Those things. Unti-unti na para bang nagbibigay ka ng testimony, sooner or later may pumapasok na thought na sinasabi mo, hindi, guilty ka pa rin eh. And this is one thing that I like about Paul. Sinasabi ni Paul, no? Unworthy to be called an apostle because I persecuted the church of God. Okay? We can never change the history of our mistakes. Hindi parang game over yan eh. We can never change the history of our mistakes. Sooner or later, we come to realize na magbabayad pa rin tayo sa mistake na nagawa natin. But it does not mean it limits your destiny before God. Kasi maski makasalanan ka, because of the grace of God, saan ka ba pupunta? Sa langit. But the history of your mistakes, dala-dala natin yan after the time that we will die. Because we don't have it all. You don't have it all. Mag-aasawa ka, magkakaroon ka ng career. Magkakaroon ka ba ng mistakes? You will have your mistakes. And sooner or later, no, when you have that mistakes, para bang going back, magkakaroon ng flashback sa'yo. Ganyan ba ang Kristiyano? Kulang ng faith, kulang ng pagtitiwala, kulang sa prayer. And you come to realize it is you against yourself. When you look at Paul, sabi ni Paul, unworthy to be called an apostle because I persecuted the church. Right, imagine this, no? Laging i-introduce si Paul. Let's say 2 years down the line, that is ang persecutor. Binago ng Panginoon. 5 years along the line, may nagbanggit pa rin, dating persecutor. May konti pa rin bang kirot? Meron pa rin. Ako, without knowing Christian, nung nakita ko siya na nawalan siya ng magulang, sabi ko, not all wounds will heal. Lalo na pagmahal mo. When I say not all wounds will heal, kasi maski makita mo magaling na yan eh, wala nang sugat. But the person na gumawa sa iyo nun, or the person na alam mong attached ka, when you remember that person, sooner or later, parang iiyak ka eh. Kasi you will say to yourself, I miss my mother, I miss my father, I miss my friend. Kasi even though it's physical, there will always be an emotional wound. Kaya maganda, no? Parang sinasabi natin, no? Lord, tapos na te. Ba't pa rin ako wounded? That is the time that you came to, that's the time that you need to realize, Lord, my past no longer limits the grace and value of who I am before you. Kaya sinabi ni Paul dito, no? But, ito maganda, no? Pag nakapasa ka ng Bible, no? Yung mga word na but, para bang, okay, negative na. But, by the grace of God, I am what I am. And His grace toward me was not in vain. That's what makes grace powerful. Grace can change your life. Wala pa po akong first point, no? Ito pa ang ating first point, okay? Makita po natin sa verse 8, okay? Grace is available for the worst of sinners. Try to imagine, sino pa, quote-unquote, ang pinakamasamang tao na pwede nyo ma-imagine ngayon? Try to multiply it 100 times. Yung pinakamasamang tao na yon sa pag-iisip nyo. Idagdag nyo pa na drug lord, gambling lord, ano pang lord, lord of the darkness, sama nyo na lahat. Okay. Grace is still available to those people. Kaya minsan, nakakatuwa, when you try to listen to testimonies nung sa maximum security compound, yung dati kasi may death penalty pa, no? Yung death penalty dati, yung electric chair. Okay. Tapos binago nila para, quote-unquote, para maging mas mabait, little injection na lang. Okay. Panahon ni Cory, nawala yan. Okay. Nung panahon ni Cory nawala yon, yung nagkaroon ng Visconti Massacre, itong mama na to, yung nakita yung anak niya, asawa niya, at yung bunso niyang anak, ni-rape at pinatay. Kaya nagkaroon ng quote-unquote ng mga para bang heinous crimes. Doon lumabas yung mga heinous crimes. Okay. I still remember in my first year, my second year engineering students sa PUP, may mga tabloids pa nun dati. No? Try to imagine a child around 10 years old, tapos na yung bata na yon, quote-unquote, 10 years old na babae, ilalagay sa gato yung ulo para hindi gumalaw at i-rapin. Dahil hindi makapasok yung genitalia ng rapist, hiniwa pa yung genitalia ng babae. And that was the news. No? Hindi pa kayo pinapanak nun. During time, makita yung balita niya, nagagalit kayo, tao pa ba to? Now, ba't ko siya sinasabi? Kasi walang worst of sinners that grace is not available. May naging kaaway tayo, grace is available for them. May mga taong hindi tayo mapatawad, grace is available for them. Ang human condition kasi natin, para bang sinasabi natin in one way or another, dahil tayo naligtas, salamat sa Diyos, naligtas tayo. But deep inside, if your mindset is that there are other people that don't deserve, quote-unquote, knowing the grace of God, there's something wrong with you. Kasi you have not seen yourself as a worst of sinners. Hindi ka naman mapatay. True. Hindi ka naman nag-rape. True. Hindi ka naman nag-drugs. True. But when you look into the holiness of God, and that is the only standard that matters. If we look at the holiness of God, we are all worse of sinners. Kaya gusto malaman how grace works, you need to understand holiness, you need to understand justice, kasi you can never appreciate grace without understanding holiness and justice. Kasi there's nothing in us worth the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. But God chose to do so. Pinili niya. Maski rebelde pa tayo, pinili niya, maski alam niyang papalpak tayo sa mga testimony natin. Pinili niya yon kasi deep inside, sabi ni Lord, my grace is available for the worst of sinners. Okay? Grace does not lower the standard of God. Hindi binababa ng grace ang standard ni Lord. What is the punishment for sin? Pero hindi tayo ang namatay on the cross. God did not lower His standard on sin. Meron pa ring kamatayan. Meron pa ring punishment. Meron pa ring death. What grace does is supposedly gives you the opportunity na si Christ ang mamatay para sa iyo at hindi ikaw. Kasi when Jesus Christ died on the cross, lahat ng kasalanan natin, past, present, and future, kinuha niya na. He died for all. Pero only those who knows how grace works understand, dapat Lord ako yan eh. Pero ikaw. Grace allows you to have value through Jesus Christ. Tinanggap ka not because you're good. Tinanggap ka because of Christ. The sacrifice of Christ, the death of Christ, ba't ka tinanggap before the Father? Di ka tinanggap because you have it. Tinanggap pa because of Christ. Kaya nga when we look at that particular situation, diba? Dapat yung puso natin, sinasabi natin, Lord, maraming salamat. Or you could also say, because of medyo arrogante tayo, Lord, okay lang sa akin ang hell. When you look at the world, yun ang sinasabi nila eh. I will not believe you, I will not receive you. Okay lang sa akin ang hell. So let it be. Kasi you have a choice in life. Every time a person is presented kung sino si Jesus Christ, they have a choice whether they will receive Jesus Christ or they will resist Jesus Christ. When you resist Jesus Christ, alam natin, the judgment is hell. But when you receive Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior, alam natin, supposedly, the reward. Ayokong sabing heaven eh, no? But it's better that we say that the reward is God's presence. Kasi minsan, mindset natin, nung bata tayo, heaven, para bang quote-unquote, may mga ulap, may mga bahay. But hindi natin nakikita si God. But when you try to really look at it, para bang heaven is a place, quote-unquote, is the presence of God talaga. Okay? So what is our first point? Grace is available through the words of sin. Tingnan nyo nga, tabi nyo nga. Tingnan nyo kung sila yung worst of sinners. May iba na hindi naman worst of sinners, mas gwapo naman ako dito, mas naligo naman ako. No? Okay. So ito po ating second point. Okay? Makuha po natin yan sa verse 10. But by grace of God, I am what I am, and His grace towards me was not in vain. So I would always encourage you to have this as your memory verse. Okay? Dati kasi merong quote-unquote TV series sa Channel 2 with Marisol Soriano. Ang tawag ng kanyang TV show yata, I am what I am. Parang ganun. Di ba? Para bang... Pero sa ating Kristiyano, no, para bang sa mata ng mundo, para bang okay lang kasi sa variety show eh. Parang nakuha sa kanta ng sanina, I am what I am, blah, 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 blah. Parang ganun yun eh, no? Alam natin, kinuha rin naman sa Bible yun eh. But the point taken, no, when you really look at that, no, kinig po kayo. The world will always deconstruct the things that are good about God. The world will always deconstruct the things that are good towards God. So what does it mean? It means to say the world will always use godly things to represent something that is no longer godly. Eto, medyo controversial ngayon, but sa amin hindi. May mga gender and development seminars na minsan sasabihin sa amin, no, bawal lang gamitin ang freshmen. Kasi daw, quote-unquote, it's gender bias. Okay. Dapat fresh women, ganyan-ganyan. Okay? Pero freshman is a single word. When you look at the dictionary, yung freshman, it means, say, a first-year student. Yun yung dictionary meaning. Yung nagkaroon ng God seminar, sabi ko, di ba ang ibig sabihin ng freshman is a first-year student? Blah, 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 ang daming sinabi. Tapos sinabi ko, no, para bang, going back with the word deconstruct, okay? There are things that are the basis of reality. Words are the basis of reality, but if you change the meaning of words, then you create a fantasy. There is one senator who said na a transgender woman is a real woman. Ako, ang utak ko, a real woman is a real woman. A transgender woman is a transgender woman. Okay? Kasi in order for you to be real, you have to be 100% real. Galigang ka. In order for you to be real, you have to be 100% real. The moment that one component is not real, then it's a fake. Mababago yung mukha mo. Mababago yung birth certificate mo. Mababago mo yung quote-unquote, let's say, the testosterone level na meron ka. Mababago mo yan. Pwede kang magkaroon ng surgery, pwede mong magpatanggal, pwede kang magpadagdag. Okay? Mababago mo ba yung skeletal system mo? Mababago mo ba yung DNA mo? So whatever quote-unquote component na hindi mo mababago sa sarili mo, that speaks against you. At syempre, ako na naman, quote-unquote, I'm not that popular. Because when you speak the truth, you have to be, quote-unquote, unpopular. Because the truth will not always be popular. It's not popularity that sets you free. It is the truth that sets you free. So when we have that particular mindset at makikita ko na naman sa aking student evaluation, quote-unquote, na sasabihin na naman homophobic. Sabi ako, let it be. Because I cannot change the minds of men. But only through the gospel that we could change the hearts of men. It takes time. When you look at Paul, at makikita mo, no, para bang si Paul, dapat bang mabigyan ng chance para maging Kristiyano? Wag na, papatayin lang tayo niyan eh. But sooner or later, you come to realize, even though Paul was the worst of sinners, God looked upon Paul, and grace was given. Grace is accessible for weak men, for weak people. For the grace of God, I am what I am, and His grace toward me was not in vain. Minsan nanghinayang tayo no, pag nagbigay tayo ng grace. Kasi hindi natin alam kung kailan magbabago ang tao. Hanggang kailan ka ba pwede magpatawad? 70 times 7, that's 490. Pag umabot ng 491, hindi na kita papatawarin kasi hindi na biblical yun. Hanggang 490 lang ang biblical. But siyempre, we're reading into the text na alam natin, quote-unquote, that's easy Jesus. But the point ng Bible kasi, you forgive because you were forgiven. You understand, supposedly, in the sight of God, even though mahirap magpatawad, God showed the way how to forgive. Okay? Grace is available 24/7. Grace does not limit you to come to God even without nothing. Sino nakapag-experience ng follow-up? Follow-up F-O-L-L-O. Follow up. Okay? Hindi follow. Okay? Follow up. Okay? Alam mo, minsan, karamihan ng mga Kristiyano nakakausap kapag nagpa-follow ka, malay mo, mga 3 weeks nang wala sa church. Bro, ang dami kong ginawang mali. Nakakaya naman sa church. Di pa, kailangan mo nang ayusin ang sarili ko bago magpunta sa church. Kasi nakaya eh. I'm living in sin. Okay, human condition. Palagay mo ba maayos mo sarili mo outside of the church, outside of discipleship, outside of people who will pray for you? Hindi mo maayos ang sarili mo. Without your, even though quote-unquote it looks like a good statement, it is spiritual pride. Balikan mo sinabi ko If people are inviting you to come to church, you come as who you are. Na nagkasala, nagkamali, at inaayos ang buhay. Hindi ka pwedeng magpunta sa church na successful ka as a Christian person. Why? Kasi wala nang dagang successful Christian person eh. Sino ba dito for the past week wala naging struggle? Sino ba dito for the past week kompleto ang devotions? Sino ba dito for the past week maayos ang giving? Sino ba dito quote-unquote? Diba? Eto, pasensya na. Even though estudyante ako during that time, I know how to give to God. Kasi I could make a justification eh. Kailangan ko muna mag-work to give. But when you really look at it, kung pinatawad ka ng Panginoon at na-experience mo, kung paano ka pinatawad ng Panginoon, and all the things that you have is from God, all the blessings that you have is from God, then you understand you're not giving to God because you could give. You're giving to God out of gratitude. Every time that you give to God, that is a statement of faith. Lord, I am yours. Not only me, but also my resources. Di naman kailangan malaking bigay mo eh. You start small and build small. Yung sinakaya kasi baka piso lang pwede kong bigay eh. It's better that we understand it's not the amount of money that we give, but it's always the quality of the heart that gives. Maski piso pa yan. Kasi you understand how grace works in you. Na pwede mong sabihin, Lord, itong piso na to, napiling ko malaki sa akin. Malaki pa ba ang piso ngayon? Kung tutusin, halos wala na, right? And try to imagine the widow's mite. Gaano ba kalaki yun? Wala na rin eh. But the widow was able to tell us, lahat nito, I trust God for my provision. Okay. Grace does not limit you to come to God even without nothing. Kung di ka pa maayos, come. May sama ng loob ka pa sa magulang mo, come. May sama ng loob ka pa sa mga leaders mo, come. Kasi hindi naman maayos 100% ang conflict within the church. Hindi naman maayos 100% ang conflict within the family. Importante, you are in a place that understand, supposedly, na nag-struggle ka, and you are in a place that people could pray for you, even in your struggles. So you come. Third point po natin, grace is adorable for wretched people. Ano po yung first point natin? Grace is available for worship sinners. Pangalawa po, grace is accessible for wicked people. Okay? Grace is adorable for wretched people. Yung word wretched, it could be broken, it could be sinful, it could be means a lot of things. Alam natin pag sinabing wretched, hindi maayos. Okay. Sabi ni Paul, no? On the contrary, I work harder than any of them. Yung mga apostles. Though it was not I, but the grace of God that is with me. So we understand grace kanina as pardon. We also understand grace as a privilege. But we also understand right now that grace is also power. That it enables you to do things for God. Okay. Tingnan po natin to. On the contrary, sinabi ni Paul, okay, nagkaroon siya ng quote-unquote a little bit of testimony that I am the worst of sinners, I'm worth to be called an apostle, okay. By the grace of God, I am who I am, okay. And His grace in me was not in vain. Okay. Kinig po kayo. Grace does not label people for their past mistakes and sins. For the rest of your life, natanda mo ba na meron tumawag sa yung bobo? Tangi-A, walang mararating, moronic, stupid, ano pa ba, pangit? Diba? Ang daming pwedeng sabihin sa'yo no? Ang daming pwedeng sabihin sa'yo. And sooner or later, without you really knowing it, yung mga label ng ibang tao, hindi ka ba nasasaktan? Hindi ka ba affected? Hindi habang panahon kaya mong quote-unquote not to be affected by the words of men. Sino naglalarong basketball dito? Taas ang kamay. Naglalarong basketball. Hindi gusto namin magaling, naglalaro lang, no? May bola ka, ginaganon mo lang, naglalaro, no? Minsan may naglalarong basketball, no? Diba? Tapos noon, malapit na, walang kalaban, magna-drive. Tapos noon, pagka-drive, pagka-layout, nawala yung ring. Di pala nawala yung ring. No, lapit na, point blank na lang, tapos hindi pa pumasok. Tapos nakita mo sa sarili mo, no? May iba, no? Bobo ko naman. Ito, lapit-lapit na, di ba? O kaya papasa sa'yo, hindi mo nakita kung paano pinasa. Pero mali lang yung pasa, right? Alam nyo, there is supposed na nakikita ko sa FB, yung mga reels. I think one of the name ng quote-unquote football player was Chad. But hindi talaga Chad ang kanyang pangalan, no? Nagbago siya ng anyo, ganyan-ganyan. But there was a history tong Chad person na to, no? Magaling siyang pumukol, no? Magaling siyang quote-unquote maglaro ng football. Okay? Unti-unti, nung nalalaman ng mga ibang tao, magaling tong tao na to, but you look familiar. You look familiar. Kasi there was a time in his life na hindi talaga Chad ang pangalan niya, but a well-known athlete that he made a mistake. At yung mistake na yon, dala-dala niya up to the time that he decided to try football again. Up to the time na sabi niya, I don't want to be identified with that particular mistake. And sooner or later, dahil magaling siya, maski binago niya yung pangalan niya, tinawag siyang Chad, quote-unquote, na-recognize siya na magaling, unti-unti people come to, quote-unquote, discover or uncover kung saan siya, kung sino talaga siya. And they understand that he was the person that committed a mistake. A big-time mistake sa football. Try to imagine this. It is not how many times that you commit mistakes. That will, quote-unquote, close your identity. Malingan ka, no? It is not how many times that you commit mistakes that will close your identity. Kasi you will always commit mistakes. It is always by the grace of God kung sino ka. That you are accepted for who you are. That you are accepted for your past. That you are saved for the future. That you are saved to be part of Christ even in church. Okay. Grace does not label us people for their past sins and mistakes. So every time that you feel na para bang bobo ka, wala kang alam, you could label yourself, yes, na bobo ka, wala kang alam. But when you understand that grace is there for you, you could always say, by the grace of God, I am who I am, and God will help me become the person that I need to be. Okay? Lord's Supper na po tayo. So, tingnan po natin. No? Basahin ko lang po ang ating text. For I received from the Lord what I also delivered to you, that the Lord Jesus, on the night when he was betrayed, took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and said, "This is my body, which is for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In the same way, also he took the cup after supper, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this as often as you drink it, in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat the bread and drink the cup, you proclaim the Lord's death until he comes." Okay. So, pass po natin yung mga elements. Let's be in an attitude of prayer po.
Tinapay ng buhay, kanin mo't makibahagi. Ito